Good morning, everyone. So today is Thursday, the 19th of March, 2026. As usual, we are here this time to show our respect and homage to the Buddha, the Enlightened One, for his kindness and compassion towards all the sentient beings. And this is our part of the practice. The chanting, reflections, and meditation. I remember once we normally every Saturday we invite our members to give a talk, and he gave the talk on the vegetarianism, and he said that even the little creatures, they have a consciousness and we should not eat. We should be more kind and help. And that was really a good talk he gave. So it reminds me helping in many forms that he was presenting, even small creatures. That is actually a form of a giving and helping in different forms. So there was a story during the time of the Buddha. There was one particular Brahmin who believes in Hinduism, or at that time not Hinduism, that time called Brahmanism. He heard that Buddha encouraged people to offer to the Buddha only. That is regarded as the precious giving. And he also heard that giving to his disciples, the Buddha's disciples alone, is the great giving. Giving to others is not regarded as a great giving. So he came up to kind of complain to the Buddha that, and how much extent do you think it's the truth? And if that's so, then are you claiming that you are the worthy of a giving among the other worthy ones? Then the Buddha said that it is been misinterpreted. I never said so. And the Buddha further said that I said that even when someone, after eaten their meal, when they go and wash their plates or their bowls in the water, and while they are washing their food, the plates, they have this intention that by washing these, whatever food are left on my plate, may this help to the creatures in the water be benefited. So giving in that sense, even that is great. So just washing away the plates, but you have an intention to feed these animals is great. Then the Buddha further said that think about giving to humans, how grateful it would be. I'm not saying that only to the Buddha or the Buddha's disciples is worthy. I'm saying everyone should give any possible way. Then the Buddha further said that, but what I further said that it is good to give to the ethical people or ethically living people, those who are ethically, morally, moral practices. They are practicing morality. Giving to them is more fruitful. Then further, Buddha said that whoever gives any amount of anything to for the sake of others, doesn't matter to who, to what extent, it should be praised and it should be rejoiced, which is the reason we always say anumodana sadhu 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 to whatever good deed we do, or whatever good deed someone has done, and we rejoice in it. Then Buddha further said that whoever displease and prevent from giving, that action actually causing a trouble to a giver, a receiver. There's one more thing I think I forgot. The third thing. One is causing a trouble to the giver, so that the giver doesn't have intention to give. With that, they are losing their benefit or profit they should receive, the happiness here and hereafter. And the second, the receiver, one who is going to receive, he also would not get what is being offered. And with that, the third one, I think, with that, both parties losing the benefit. And further, Buddha said that the giver is always well respected than the receiver more. The giver is always loved. It brings the fame, it brings the friendship, it brings the prosperity. So the giving is something that regarded as the foundation of the practice, foundation that really extends the kindness and the friendship. Otherwise, we will be infatuated by the possessiveness of this is mine, this is only belongs to me. I have spent this much of a time to acquire this wealth, so this belongs to me, and I am the I am the possessor of it. So it develops I-ness, mine-ness, stinginess, and it brings more problems, cause the conflicts from one to another. So giving is something that Buddha praise even to the invisible insects. That is another reason why monks are not allowed to throw hot water in the river or in the lake. Monks are not allowed to urinate in the water, in the river and lakes. Like that. Simply to save the animals, invisible or tiny animals. And if you may notice that after monks have eaten, they normally wash their bowls with saving other animals. Uh, so giving is something that's really a foundation to overcome from our possessiveness and attachment to the things that we have. And always see this as a foundation, a ground to overcome our grief, hate, disappointments, sadness, and so on. mentally mentally we attach to and causing mental problems and miseries. And further on, this giving is a foundation to give up the idea of a myself or identity of this me and a mind, which is the first ladder to uh, the enlightenment being. If we haven't learned to give even a small thing to the small people or small animals, then it will be very difficult to overcome from any emotional troubles that we are going through and longing to, and also the ego and the conceit that we have. Not only in terms of a giving here, Buddha was not talking about the material givings. We could give a smile, we could give a little space, we could give little time, like that. A little advice, little suggestions. These are also counts as a giving, because we all have a deficiencies in a different forms. We all humans have a deficiency as well as the animals. As a result, we can give any way possible in anything, whether the material, whether the guidance, whether the little bit of physical help, or whether the little bit of a comfort, and also the wisdom. So these are the foundation for the harmonious relationship between one another. And this harmonious relationship builds the peaceful environment that we have. And with that a peaceful environment, our mind calms down. With the calm mind, often we will be able to develop the wisdom. That wisdom helps us to see things are impermanent, leading to the liberation eventually. Similarly, with that giving concept, we Buddhists always encouraged, and we encourage one another to give. Like here for 10 days, we have Tan Ek, and Pasit and Nelly traveled from London to help physically to create this space. By offering their strength and ideas and a speech and a wisdom, simply to create the space that we require help. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult and a lot of stress for me, particular that how am I going to build such place, such the constructions and so on. That's also part of a giving. And as we see, Nelly, although doesn't come here, she's always busy preparing for the foods, morning and lunchtime. So that's also giving. Like that. And welcoming people, that's also giving too. So we appreciate these supports, we appreciate these givings. And with that, we are living harmoniously. And that harmonious living, we're also expanding our harmonious and peaceful environment to the others, and others also feel that environment, and that calms their mind and themselves becomes peace. And obviously this will stay with them, and which cultivate eventually help them to cultivate the wisdom to free themselves physically and mentally. So giving doesn't matter how small. Learn to give. Share doesn't matter how small. Learn to share. And always encourage people to give and share, simply having seen the benefit of it, that how great it is. Right, with this I stop here and let's do the chanting.